Welcome back to Good Day. I just have to say, It's a Small World is still alive and well at Disney World in Orlando. Sorry, everybody, I stand corrected. Okay, Toledo is full of traditions this time of year, and one aims to make sure every child has warm winter clothing. Families have proper meals, among other things. So when you hear buy a paper, consider doing so. The Old Newsboys Charity Paper Drive is Friday. Jim Poole has how you can help. Good morning. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So you brought your jug.
I did.
We're going to be seeing a lot of these come Friday.
You will. They'll be at all the major intersections. We have teams of people at all the big intersections around town, Northwest Ohio, collecting change, dollars, checks, whatever people want to put in here. No garbage, please.
Yeah, please.
But every penny counts. It all goes towards the charity 100%. We put coats, hats, gloves, and shoes on kids that need it this time of year.
Yeah, this has been going on for a long time. So talk us through how it really kind of all got started.
John Gunkel, a local businessman, really started the organization to keep kids that were getting in trouble off the streets. He made them sell newspapers, and it kind of kept them, in line, so to speak. And it just evolved into what it is today, where it's this huge organization throughout the country. There's other chapters, and it just looks to, the motto is no child will be, in need without emergent care. I mean, as soon as we hear somebody needs help, we spring into action.
So you want to make sure this time of year, especially, it is cold the last few days. We are feeling it. We want to make sure that we have those hats and gloves and coats for all those kids. I think people would be surprised at the need in our community. People probably just assume, well, everybody has a coat.
Yeah, they don't. And there's a lot of great organizations. Don't get me wrong, all over the area that do things, and everybody has their specific cause. But it's about kids, right? I mean, you don't want somebody not to be able to go out and play or go to school or do anything really with it being cold. And so that's where we spring into action. And we do a lot of things within the community, but it comes back to, it's all about the kids.
And if the kids have, shoes and a coat one day, it doesn't mean that they're going to have one in a few days, because I have a 6-year-old and I know how quickly they tear through those shoes, or, they leave a hat somewhere or things like that. And so the need is really kind of constant.
It's ongoing. Every year it seems to, unfortunately, it gets bigger and bigger, the need, which means our importance grows more and more in terms of what we do and how we get out in the community and spread the word that we're out there and this is what we're doing.
So on Friday, when people see those jugs, I mean, do they get a paper?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't bring any with me today. I apologize.
That's okay. Let's talk about the paper. What are people going to see in the paper?
So the paper really kind of recognizes the things that are done in the community that we do from our end to help it. This year there'll be a great article about a lot of people don't know what happens, like how do they get the coats when the kids are in need. So it kind of takes them through the process of when a kid is identified that needs some help with their clothes and things like that, warm clothing, how that process works. So it's a really neat article. We've really never done that, surprisingly. And then it recognizes some of the other members of the community that have helped us and things along the way. And it really just is kind of, it's not a tribute to us, it's a tribute to the community and how people just pitch in, roll up their sleeves and do everything they can to help the kids.
Yeah, when you think about giving this time of year, everybody's asking for something. And I think a lot of people out there, they're like, well, I want to make sure that this money is being used for what they say it's being used, and they want to know a little bit more about that process of who gets what and when. So it's nice that you will have that article and that write-up in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, shockingly, we forgot. Like, we haven't thought about doing that, and then we were kind of planning early in the year, and we're like, why don't we put an article that kind of walks people through the process? I don't think people realize how it gets done. A lot of people think that they donate coats, and we give donated coats to the kids. We don't. We get brand new coats through some vendors and things like that we work with nationally, and they get brand new clothes, and they get to pick the stuff, so they kind of have ownership in it. It's not like somebody's receiving a handout. They actually say, I want this coat because it looks neat, or I like this shoes, and so they take a little ownership, which makes it a little more special.
I want the blue one,
Exactly.
Very cute.
Exactly.
So on Friday, do you still need people to help volunteer, hold jugs? Can people put jugs in their business? Or?
Absolutely. If people want to go to the website, ToledoNewsboys.org, there's a volunteer area. There's a contact number. They call. It actually comes to me. Believe it or not, it comes to me, and I'll take the jugs and the papers to their office all week. That's what we're doing, is running around and prepping for this one day, because we have one day that we really focus on the entire year that raises all of our funds.
Get it done.
Yeah, exactly.
All in one day. I see, you're out in all sorts of weather. You never really know what you're going to get the first Friday of December, do you? It's going to be warming up a little bit for you on Friday, but it doesn't seem to matter, huh?
No, it doesn't. I mean, we'll put warmer clothes on. We'll put, hand warmers, whatever we have to do. We don't mind getting wet. We've been rained on, snowed on, cold, warm, windy. Not warm too often, but typically it's cold, but we're used to it, and it's for the cause. And you're not cold when you're out there because people are rolling their windows down, and you'd be surprised how many stories people pull up and say, I was a recipient of a coat, or this has been near and dear to my heart. I've been given for 30, 40, 50 years, and it warms you up. It really does.
It's heartwarming, for real. So on Friday, be on the lookout. You all will be set up at various intersections throughout the city, so just keep your eye out for that. And if you don't happen to find a jug on Friday, people can make donations online, right?
Yeah, ToledoNewsboys.org. You just go and click on the link, and they can donate any amount they want. Every penny counts.
Very good, Jim. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Well, another longtime Toledo holiday tradition, Toledo Zoo's Lights Before Christmas. We have tickets for you to go. Enter once a day until December 6th. Text the word contest to 419-248-1100 to enter. Good luck. Good Day is back in a moment.